3, 2, 1. Wow. Wow, we got that right at the beginning. Yeah. What's up, guys? Nick, Adam. House today. It's only bits, any little job. There's an RSJ going in here. Bifold doors going there. Bifold door going here. So we've got to take the socket up. There's a bathroom above. So we're going to chop the ceiling out. We've got the stud finder, which is here. Oh, it says Nick on it as well. Don't know why. Woo, found a stud. Pull that up. The sockets come all the way back down here. New socket there. Outside socket being changed over. So it should be a fairly simple one. You're on, mate? Yes. What you need? Adam's got bag legs for playing football all the time, aren't you, mate? Yeah. Right, stud finder. I'm going to have a look which way the joists go.
I'm not doing that today.
I'm pretty sure they run across and not down because it's such a long run here. There. Yeah. Right. I'm going to mark out as much as we can. Dipstick over here, left the 6 foot level in the unit as usual. So can't blame Adam for that one. And yeah, we'll mark a line out the ceiling, enough for us to get a long spade bit to drill up into the joists, and then we can bring that up and across and down.
Right, so I'm just measuring up every 30 odd, no, every 60 that way, like along, and then every 30 across that way. So then I can use the level to draw a line. So we're creating like an L shape, so we can cut that out and obviously use that to run our cables across to this socket which is going here, and then we're moving that socket across. So we've got a bit of cutting out to do and then patching it back in after. Right, so that's like all marked up. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can. So another little thing I just add is when we're cutting this out, because we're going to try and patch it back in as well, like kind of what's done over here. So we're just going to do it like this, and then we might put some filler over it if we've got some in the van. That's it.
Make sure you wear PPE. Make sure that you've got everything covered because I am hot and it is dusty. We've got the windows open, we've got the hoover on, we've got the mats down. There's minimal airborne dust, which is nice, but still wear a mask. These are called, from my knowledge, these are called silent joists. So they're like literally CLS top and bottom with a bit of chipboard in between. So Adam's just going to drill that. We've got the last bit to do, and then Adam can cut these out. I left one of my multi-tools at home because I was using it over the weekend. So with this would have been a perfect example to use a cable tongue, which you've ever seen. Have we got it in the van or not? No.
I think it might be up by where the
cables are. We'll have a look. Get the messy stuff done first. Get these boxes cut out, and that'd be quite an easy little run. Did you tell everyone I went to Screwfix?
No.
I went to Screwfix because we ran out of Wager boxes. It's right around the corner here, so nip there, grab that while Adam was here. That means we can do a few maintenance-free joints because there's a ring there and already a spur for the outside socket. So we're going to bring one of the legs of the ring, well, all the ring up, do a joint box, which means we can bring the ring back over and extend this to the ring, because then we can still put the spur on for the outside socket. If not, we would be doing a ring with a spur for the outside socket and then another spur off it. So there would be 4 cables in the back of that box, which is, it's a big no-no, isn't it, Adam?
This is a big no-no as well.
Well, let me have a look. I've not been outside yet.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Jesus. Is it broke? Because these lids just do come off?
No, I think it's snapped, look. Oh no, yeah, it's snapped. Look, there's nothing to hold the things in.
Oh.
No, you see the clasp,
Yeah.
Someone's gone like that and then...
Snapped it off. Was it you?
Yeah.
You naughty. Right, we've got that up and over now. I'm just having a look with a torch. What we're going to be doing, like I've said, we're going to do a joint box up here. So the joint of one of the legs is going to be coming across all the way down. That's then going to return all the way back and all the way back to the new socket, which allows us only to have 3, a ring and then a spur for the outside socket. And I was just double checking up here. Should we stick the torch up there for me, mate?
Yeah, you look that end and I'll wiggle the rod. I can't see
That's
it.
there. That passes through the joist, and that then goes up to the socket there. because this isn't your usual new build estate. This house was built, I think, 2012. Hence the silent joists and all that sort of stuff. But there was a plot of land for sale and a private developer bought it and built about 20 really, really nice houses. But the walls have been studded off and it's like the old style Celotex with the plastic covering. But as you can see how far, we have 35mm boxes there and they fit absolutely deliciously in there. But how are you going to fix the boxes into the wall? Have you decided with that yet? Because we could put a fast fix box in if we had any, but the only thing I would say is we put a bit of CT1 straight on the back, and with the holes that we have top and bottom of the boxes, that will allow us to screw directly, because this plasterboard is a bit thicker than usual, to pinch it in place. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, but I think it's just Celotex. I don't think you're going to get a fix in.
That's what they've done.
Have they done in that one as well? Whoop, whoop. It's the sound of our pollies. You know when Adam's on the job, when he's cracked out the Marylands for a bit of energy, apparently.
And you've eaten most of them?
I've eaten 2.
Yeah, I've eaten one.
My mum watches this. Should we get the steps to make things a little bit easier?
No, I've done it.
Yes, but I have a bad back. Getting better, by the way, everyone.
How's it getting better, Nick? You having your bum massaged?
Yeah, I don't know if I told everyone about this. You might have heard it on Monday Club. So I've been seeing a chiropractor, a lovely lady called Olivia. I've had 4 sessions now, is it? She's having the money out of me, let's put it that way. And I have lower back pain. I've had now, what, for a year? And I'll come close in, guys, so you can really get the feel of... Please don't keep me in the back. There's too much light behind me. Yeah, so I've been seeing a chiropractor for 4 times. 5th time will be tonight. The first time, getting to know each other, that's like a date, doesn't it? A few glasses of wine. And, you know, questions, what bones I've broken over the years. It was easy to list what I hadn't broken, to be honest with you. This is from being an idiot as a child or playing rugby for about 10 years. Yeah, so we ended that. So she cracked that at the top of my back, middle of my back, but I've got lower back pain. So if you think of where your pelvis meets your spine, either side of your base of your spine is where I have almost like daggers in my back all the time. Carry any weight or lean over. Like if you were to say, Nick, can you do a squat with some weight? I'd snap in half. And she said it's to do with a bit of being over flexible. So I can actually, even though I'm not a very tall guy, I'm very flexible with movement, so I can touch the floor with the palm of my hands. Always have been able to. How does mum like it? Yeah, and so she cracked it all, and ice pack and heat rub and all that sort of stuff for the first session. Second session, she goes, "What are you like with needles?" So I'm fine with needles. So if you ask my dad this, I mean, you couldn't now, but yeah, or my brother, who is horrendously, I wouldn't say scared of needles, they just pass out all the time. And I'll tell you a funny story in a minute about my brother. Very funny story, actually. And she was like, "Do you fancy acupuncture?" I was like, "Yeah, whatever works." And she then decided to pull laying face down, pull my arse out and jab 6 or 8 needles in my bum cheeks, and then put a laser on the middle of my back, and then rub cold cream on, which then burn. And yeah, and then I had to tell her afterwards to make sure she knew it was actually I was in for a bad back. Still did it, apparently it helps. Next session. And then I got around to saying, is there anything you can physically do to click my back, you know, the lower back where it hurts? Is there any possible bits with that? She said, yes, but it could make it worse. I was like, to be honest with you, I don't think it can get much worse at the moment, so just do it. I've got Maryland stuck in my throat. And yeah, she cracked it, so I lay on the side and cracked me side to side. And it really did pop. And yeah, and it got so much better. And it really has. This past week, and I've not moaned a lot. I'm not feeling comfortable sat still. I can pick my daughter up without moaning about it. Adam still carries everything at work because that's what he's paid to do. Yeah, so my brother when we went to, me and my brother and my dad used to rent motorbikes, and we used to go up to India every year, get some more Royal Enfields, ride across Goa, stay in random places. It was amazing. But to go to India, you have to have a lot of injections to go. Malaria one, hepatitis B. There was about 6 of them, I think. And we had to get them every year, every 2 years. And when I went with my dad and my brother, we all had the injections. Dad was sat in a chair, and me and my brother were sat on the sort of bed that they have within there. And at nowhere, my brother we all were talking to the nurse because she liked to chat to you for 5 minutes. We all sort of knew each other from the same village. My brother just slipped off the floor, and he went really slowly down, and then he just put his head on my my foot. And I was looking at him saying, "Oh, you're an idiot." So I moved my foot, and he conked his head off the floor. And we're like, I actually don't think he's joking. So the nurse rolled him over, and as she went to pick him up off the floor, I think by his shoulder or his top, she slipped. He got about 1.5 foot off the floor and then let go of him, and he smashed his head back on the floor again. I was in absolute bits because it was the funniest thing in the world. And I think Dad was on the verge of passing out, but he found it way too funny. But yeah, anyway, back to electrical content. Adam, what a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Adam's done a clever thing, and he's just fed 2 drums up at the same time. So the runs are in. So if I wanted to, I can screw these back up. Now the power is isolated. We have turned it off. We're going to disconnect that. We're going to pull them both up, and I'm going to go outside and take the outside socket off. Just pop the outside socket off, guys. This has probably been in, what, 20 years, probably like that? Mm-hmm. Anyone in the comments like to hazard a guess? Hazard a guess? Yes. Anyone want to know what's wrong with this? Because I'm going to... Adam, tell us, bro. What's wrong with this?
I think you'd have to ask Big Aldino about...
Oh, Aldino?
Yeah.
TikTok, yeah. Right. So, to people that don't know, they've earthed the back box. Great. Good shout. No problem at all. But equally, there's no earth to the socket. So everything that's been plugged in here for this entire time has not had an earth on it.
So if you plugged your strimmer in and strimmer through the cable?
Yeah, or a lawnmower. I mean, a lot of these things are, I would have thought class 2 because they're plastic, but anything off this, like you've got an extension lead here, which is got an earth in it, which runs to this. I presume there's nothing
but then
right.
It's 12 volt lights.
Yeah, still.
Lucky, innit?
Not happy, bro.
There's all that behind me somewhere.
Yeah, socket front to be changed around there. Right, we have a maintenance-free joint here. We have a new BG brush chrome, customer supplied. I'm just doing the last bit. The outside socket is now back on. Clip the lid into place so it is actually solid. The bit that snapped is on top of the hinge. I'm just gonna bang some silicone in the hole in a minute. That's a good one. I hoovered as much as I could out here. And now Adam's just got some wood. We're gonna then brace up. Let's cut some stuff out. Brace up the stuff we've just done because this whole ceiling is gonna get skimmed because I don't know how much damage they're gonna create when they put a wooden lintel here, and obviously there's a big RSJ going in here. So the stuff we've made is so minute because normally we would just cut 4-inch plugs like you've seen before, 4-inch hole saw, and drill across. But because most of this is all being pulled out anyway, I thought, make our life easier, we can just do it this way. So that's sort of the process of adding another socket onto a ring final circuit. Oh my God, I said it properly. Right, so I've just spent probably 3 seconds putting all this back up really well. And Adam said, did you get my uni light down at the ceiling? It's like, what? What uni light? Apparently there's one in here, so let's have a quick look. Oh yeah. there it is. I just presumed, yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be there.
No, I just couldn't reach it.
Oh.
Yeah. That's 75 quid I just saved you.
Yep.
Well, you know what I mean.
Excess of that wood.
That's cool. Well, you could have stuck in the van if you wanted it. It's no use to me.
Adam be trying to take it home. On. Adam's tested it. Everything's fine. So it was only literally tiny little bit onto the circuit, and job's a good one. 3, 2, 1. Wow, we got that right at the beginning.
Yeah, that's good.
That is good. It better not smell. Anyway, that was all done. Happy days, and I've just had a phone call, which is one of the annoying things, and you could just hold someone to it, but it is what it is. Friend of the family's friend got into contact, need an EICR very urgently, need to rent the property out. Fine, yeah, no problem at all. 2-bed terraced house, quite local. I said, yeah, it's £200 plus the VAT. There's not a big board. They sent me a picture across. Yeah, that's great. I need to do an ASAP. So we'll squeeze you in next week. It'll only take 4 or 5 hours sort of thing. Yep, cool. Sent over a quote, signed it, happy days. And this is meant to be done in 2 days. And just rang me up. Oh, I've actually triple booked you. I just said, it's fine, don't worry about it. Don't worry, like, it's fine, we'll find something else, don't worry about it. Oh, that's fantastic, thank you so much. It's like, you've already agreed the quotation, you've already agreed and we've booked you in, and I could put something else in, that's absolutely no problem at all. That's not the issue there. It's just, once again, someone else is going for cheaper. Because you can see, as soon as I said it's £200 plus the VAT on the phone, oh, right. I thought, well, the price is the price, we don't sort of budget on that. And he's obviously found someone cheaper, and he then lied to me on the phone about it, and that's it. So kill him with kindness. Fine, yeah, no problem at all. Bye. I won't work for you again.
Bye.
And to round it all off, guys, take care now. Also, before you all go, I am currently only 500 subs behind CJR, and I want to be the first one to get to 70k subs. I'm on 66.2 or whatever it is. So 3,500 subs, well, a bit more than 3,500 subs. Nice one, Nick. Good maths there. Quick maths. Yeah, hit the like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care now.
Bye.
Poor Adam.